You can get yourself a I am a gorilla murder yourself shirt right now.
To illustrate this philosophy, ISHMAEL proposes a revision to the Christian myth of the fall of man. What's the fall of man? The apple, right? The apple? Yes, it's the apple. It's the apple story. ISHMAEL's version of why the fruit was... Yeah, I could have found that out if I just kept reading, but yeah. ISHMAEL's version of why the fruit was forbidden to Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden is eating the fruit of the tree of knowledge of good and evil provides gods with knowledge of who shall live and who shall die. Knowledge which they need to rule the world. Okay. Alright, sure. That's why he thinks the fruit should be eaten. Alright. Maybe you know too much. I mean, it's not like after they ate the fruit, they knew who was going to live and die. I mean, everyone's going to die. But now let's continue. The fruit nourishes only the gods, though. If Adam, humanity, were to eat from this tree, he might think that he gave the gods wisdom without this actually happening. And consequently destroy the world and himself through his arrogance. Okay, so actually the apple doesn't really have knowledge, it just provides nourishment for the knowledgeable ones. That's what ISHMAEL is talking about. Okay. But if Adam eats it, he might think he knows all that shit. And then he goes screw things up. ISHMAEL makes the point that the myth of the fall, which the takers have adopted of their own, was in fact developed by the Levers to explain the origin. So he's saying that, you know, maybe it was the Levers who just concocted the story and lets the takers run with it. Okay. If it were of taker origin, the story would be of liberating progress instead of a sinful fall. Yeah, I guess, because the takers would be always seeking knowledge, always looking for improvement, and the Levers just say, nah, I'm gonna stick with my spear. This is working for me. Yeah, so in that regard, if this was a story made by the people who were always seeking knowledge, they would say like, hey, it's a good thing he ate that apple. That's what I'm getting from it. ISHMAEL! Alright, so far it's just philosophy. It's nothing crazy, right? It's nothing crazy just yet. I mean, the craziest part is the gorilla telepathically communicating to this guy. But that's about it. ISHMAEL and the student go on to discuss how, for the ancient herders among whom the tale originated, the biblical story of Cain killing Abel symbolizes the lever being killed off and their lands taken, so that it could be put under cultivation. I don't know much about Cain and Abel. I always thought that Abel had a hot wife and Cain was jealous. Yeah, I need to do more reading. These ancient herders realized that the takers were acting as if they were gods themselves, with all the wisdom of what is good and evil and how to rule the world. Agriculture is, in fact, an attempt to more greatly create and control life, a power that only gods can hold, not humans. Never thought of it that way. To begin discerning the Lever's story, ISHMAEL proposes to his student a hypothesis. The takers' agricultural revolution was a revolution in trying to strenuously and destructively live above the laws of nature, against the Lever's more ecologically peaceful story of living by the laws of nature. Yeah, because we're trying to grow our own fruit instead of just waiting for the earth to give us fruit. And if the earth gives you something, you probably attribute that to God or gods. Yeah, okay, but this time I got the seed, I'm planting it, I'm watering it, I'm taking control of my life. And I guess you could look at that as being living above the laws of nature. Because naturally, farms, fruit doesn't grow in straight lines. Bananas have fucking huge seeds in them. That's nature. So yeah, by doing this, we are modifying it. Okay, I'm not saying that's good or bad. I'm just saying, yeah, it is above the laws of nature. Yeah. Okay, the takers, by practicing their uniquely envisioned form of agriculture, that by coin as totalitarian agriculture. What are you, a Nazi with seeds? Seed Nazi? Okay. By practicing their uniquely envisioned form of agriculture, totalitarian agriculture, in a later book, produce enormous food surpluses, which constantly yields an ever-increasing population. Okay. Which itself is leading to ecological imbalances and catastrophes around the world. So we make more food, way more than we need, and that means we fuck a lot more, and we have a lot more kids, and world population increases, and we're gonna take more resources. One day, Thanos is gonna come around and snap his fingers. I'm just guessing, I haven't read it yet. Catastrophes around the world. Ishmael finishes his education with the student by saying that in order for humanity to survive, takers must relinquish their arrogant vision in favor of the leaver humility, knowing that they do not possess any godlike knowledge of some one right way to live. Okay. He's not talking about genocide. That's good, Ishmael. He's just telling us to be humble. Okay. Ishmael tells his student, I'm feeling like something's crazy gonna happen. Ishmael tells his student to teach 100 people what he has learned, who can pass this learning on to another. The student becomes busy at work, later discovering that Ishmael has fallen ill. No, he died of pneumonia. Returning to Ishmael's room one day, he collects Ishmael's belongings. Among them, he discovers that the sign he saw before, with man gone, will there be hope for gorilla, has a backside with another message. With gorilla gone, will there be hope for man? Okay, what I guess from this is like he's telling man not to be so arrogant and not to think like, yeah, I'm the best. But I like that with this last line, it seems that he was thinking highly of himself. But in his defense, he kept it secret, so he wasn't really being prideful. He's just saying that, you know, I'm better. If gorilla gone, will there be hope for man? And I think gorilla in this case is talking about himself, and then man in this case is talking about all of humanity. Like with this initial one, maybe he's talking about man as in humanity and gorilla as in all gorillas. But this one, I think he's talking about like, if there's no philosophy, okay, maybe he's like fucking self-indulgent, or maybe he's thinking, with philosophy gone, will there be hope for man? With ideas gone, will there be hope for man? I like this. I like this a lot. I'm glad I read the summary and not the real book, because the real book would have taken me a lot more time. I got no time for that. I want to draw, baby. Okay, I've heard some stuff about people saying the gorillas telling you to kill themselves. Like, the gorillas are gonna be... The Ishmael, this guy, he's got a Thanos mentality. I didn't get that from this. Alright, I'm probably not gonna read this anytime soon, so maybe he does, maybe he doesn't, but from what I've read here, he seems to be a pretty rational guy. You know, he's just telling people to, don't be so arrogant. Okay, relinquish to what extent? Like everything? Or just go back to... You know what I just realized? Relinquish their vision, their taker vision in favor of the leaver humility. You know what this is like? It's this shit. This is gonna be the thumbnail. This whole book. No. I gotta find a better one. I gotta find a better fucking. You wanna read Ishmael? You can just look at this meme. Where is it? Return to monkey. Why can't I find this? Reject humanity. Return to monkey. I spent half an hour reading Reject Humanity, Return to Monkey. Oh, dude, this guy wrote a whole fucking book about a meme. Or rather, he wrote a book and it was like, it handled serious topics, but now it's a meme. Reject humanity, return to monkey. I love this shit. I got a joke for you. What's Ishmael's wife's name? Ish female.